Hey, how's it going guys? It's Pro Gamer here, and today I bring you another video. This is actually going to be the first week of Skyrim mods on my channel, and honestly I didn't know if I was going to do this or not, because right now I'm actually game sharing Skyrim, and I didn't know if my neighbor was going to pick it up or not. So basically today I'm going to do 5 mods, and I've already downloaded them and I've already kind of tried them out, so it's not going to be 100% there for me because I've already collected a lot of the items and I've been using them in my own playthrough. But basically I'm just going to be showing you where to get the items, how to get the items, and checking out a couple, like, I mean, one of them is already in effect. It's the realistic snow and rain, and basically all it does is it adds a bit of a shader to your character. I mean, honestly, it's not like raining or snowing right now, but I'm pretty sure if I waited long enough it would start raining and you could see the dripping, like, water effect and the ice enchantment effect on you when you're in the middle of snow. Right now I'm not in either one of those, like, environments, but I don't know, just take my word for it. I'll go ahead and try to find one later on in the video. But the first one that we're starting off with is, in fact, loading it up right now. Now here's the important thing, save before you ever try to change the load order, because it will in fact completely kick you out of the game. So the first one we're going to be checking out is right down, no, I think it's actually this one. The Hearthfire building materials. Now, this does take up 2 megabytes, or no, this actually takes up 49 kilobytes. All the mods together take up a total of almost 3 megabytes, sorry. Basically what this does is it adds a cheater's chest. Basically it has all the materials you're going to need for building, and when I mean all of the materials, I mean like literally every material that you're going to need for building, except for sawn logs, which you really just can't add in an inventory. But it does give you a shit ton of gold, and allows you to buy that, given that you're able to find a lumber mill that's selling it, or given that you're able to become Thane after buying a house and getting it that way. Or, you know, you could just go to the location where these houses would spawn, and you don't actually need to buy the houses or do all the running around in order to get the materials. They're just automatically there in a separate chest. However, all of this stuff is strictly there only after you purchase the house or the property. Now here's going to be the chest. Like I said, I've already gotten everything out of it. But basically it just gives you an absolute shit ton of gold. And if you go down into, I think I put all of the stuff in this chest, it goes up to the highest stack you can place in there, which is currently about half of this stack. I've actually raided about 2 of these chests so far, so that's why there's so much of it. Basically, it's just a lot of materials for everything, and you might see some ingredients in there, and that's actually from the next mod, because this mod does not add ingredients in like that. But the cool thing that this mod does do is it gives you this little cellar door, or a trap door, and you go into it, and this is pretty cool. To be honest, I think this is one of the main reasons why I love this mod so much. It actually gives you access to the QC smoke room, or QA smoke room. So over here to the left, you won't fall through, this is all of the Dawn Guard, like, miscellaneous and other, and weapons and armor. Now, because this is a DLC, not that much was added in, but it's still enough to where it'll take a second to load in. Obviously there's a lot less miscellaneous stuff that's added in than there is weapons and armor, so it might take a little bit longer on this. Like I said, I've already rated it, so it's probably a lot less of a load time than it usually is, but it has every enchantment that you can get on a certain weapon, and it has every certain enchantment that you can get on a certain piece of armor, but a lot of them I've already taken out, so. If you go over here, you have all of the miscellaneous items, all the keys, you know, enchanted armor. My suggestion, there's this thing called all enchanted armor, and over here there's one that's all enchanted weapons. These two combine all of the vanilla weapons and vanilla armor in the game and applies every single enchantment that that particular item can get onto it. Ergo, there's going to be a fuck ton. Ergo, your system will lag to shit. However, it's still openable, and you can take a weapon out. It'll just take an absurd amount of time, and I think I made a mistake by pressing X. I'll just show you, like, as an example, that yeah, the game still does work. Like, I could end up, like, opening up the menu, although I'm not sure what that would do to the recording, so I'm not going to do that. But as you can see, you can scroll through pretty well, but it's every single weapon in the game that has every single enchantment that that particular weapon can get on it from the vanilla base enchantments. So, as you can see, it's definitely, like, pretty OP if you just want to, like, find what you want. Now, I think that the special weapons are in this, as it, like, the Spellbreaker was in the Enchanted Armors. Now, your game does not freeze, it just kind of, like, takes a long time to load all these things in a second time with one missing. And obviously that's a lot of assets for this to render. Now, the mod does not add this in, this is actually in the base game. It's just placed really far underneath the map, below the part where it actually ends up sending you back to the door if you try to access it from an inside of a cell or a house. So, all this mod does is it gives you a gateway to come here on console, because there's no way to actually access it without, like, the console commands of the PC. I'm going to stop scrolling through that. I'm going to show you some more things that are in here. I mean, obviously, if you're a PC player, then you'll already know this. But it has all the weapons, all the ammo, all the potions, scrolls, etc. Now, what I've actually found out is it's actually easier to just take all than it is to, like, take out each individual thing when there's a lot of items in there. Because then it doesn't have to load out each individual one going, it's just, like, all of them together. But obviously you're going to need a shit ton of carry weight for that. And, yeah, so it's just literally everything that would go into foods or potions goes in here. Everything that goes in scrolls, ingredients, etc. And it has all of the things that you need here. So, it's pretty cool. I wouldn't suggest making this a player home. Like, I know that technically you could do that. Like, you could end up kind of making this your base of operations instead of building up the house, but to be honest, this is just a way in order to check out the items and probably grab some things you need. Like, for instance, I got the skeleton key from the miscellaneous, and normally you need to complete the quest line to the Thieves Guild for that, but I haven't even talked to them. Well, I've talked to Bulgriff, but obviously I haven't, like, done anything, and I'll even show you that I haven't, and that the skeleton key, wherever the hell it is, it works in my inventory. I can drop it, it's not a quest item, and you can also turn in the other one and still have a skeleton key left over without having the perk. Going into here, you can see that, where is it? Yeah, see, I'm not even in the Thieves Guild yet. But yeah, it has all of the Dragonborn stuff over here to the left. It has all of the Dragonborn ingredients, miscellaneous, scrolls, spell tomes. Yeah, they also have all the spell tomes over there, but in order to get modded spell tomes, you need to actually find a vendor that sells that, or a specific vendor that would sell that. It has all of the keys over there, so be sure to, like, grab all of those. And over here, I've already done this, so it wouldn't do anything, but if you actually click on these buttons, it'll give you, automatically, the shouts for the DLC. So, well, at least for, I'm not sure if it would give you the, I didn't find any other button in the Dawnguard DLC spot that would give you any, like, vampire powers or whatever, but this particular button, like these two particular buttons, gave me Bend Will, and it automatically puts up to 3rd level without having to use Dragon Souls. I mean, I haven't even fought my first dragon yet. I don't even have Lydia as a housecarl or anything like that. It gives you Cyclone, the 3rd, like, spot of it, and Dragon Aspect. So obviously, this is a pretty OP little testing ground here that allows you to get what you want. These are all spawners. The only one that doesn't really work is if you try to spawn a spectral dragon. But everything else, like, you know, you could just, I want to fight a Centurion boss. Yeah, and that shows off the next the next mod. This is a part of God Gear, which is actually really OP, and I think it's part of God Gear. It comes with all of these like weapons of smiting. Now, if you try to end up destroying this for an enchantment, it'll just give you absorb magic. However, if you end up absorbing the armor version of it, which basically just makes you invincible and heals you like 6 per millisecond or whatever, which is, it basically makes you invincible. You can still take damage, but there's nothing in the game except for fall damage that can damage you as much as that. And as a matter of fact, I think you can even go through the giant wall at the top of the throat of the world, which would be pretty interesting to see. As a matter of fact, I might end up trying to do that later on. But it's this leather armor of concealment. It comes with the helmet, but I've already taken the helmet and destroyed it. Now, here's something I wish I would know. Once you destroy that piece of armor, and you end up getting it, obviously you get the enchantment and the like armor is destroyed. However, this particular enchantment of concealment, it's in the base game, but it's under like different, like, it's in the base game, but it adds as like multiple enchantments onto that. So if you try to add it onto any like armor or whatever, then it won't actually let you place it on that armor. So sadly, I kind of got rid of the headpiece, but to be honest, you only really need one piece of this armor. Like, it works if you have more of them, because obviously then the effect is quadrupled. And if you have like certain perks, then it may even like do more than that. And obviously this leather armor is really high and, you know, that stuff. But, you know, it's just, you know, really OP armor, and the weapons kind of pretty much one hit. As you can see at the bottom, there's a lot of shit there for the description, and it just one hit a Centurion boss, and I'm like level 30, so yeah. Another thing, another mod that ends up going along with this. Sorry if this isn't as professional as I would like. I just, I have other things to really do, so I don't have time to edit. And obviously, editing on the PlayStation 4 is also really fucking hard, if you know how that's like. But yeah, the God Gear, you can find that at the beginning of the game when you go to search the body from whoever side you end up choosing. I ended up choosing the Stormcloaks. But it's a little small dwarven chest that's right next to the body. And as long as you just click on the body, then go over to the chest, then it should end up having everything in it, and allow you to advance. Lore-based loading screens, that's just basically adding in loading screens. I didn't really count in this list. But basically, the one I was getting ready to talk about was, where the hell is it? Oh yeah. The unlimited rings and amulets. So, as you probably saw in my character, I have a shit ton of different rings on me. Now, this allows you to hold as many individual, like, amulets that don't end up having the same name, or having the same base model, or isn't modded. Because you can only have one modded item on, or one modded piece of jewelry on for a slot. So you can have both a modded amulet, a modded ring, and then as many base rings and base, you know, amulets and whatever. And it also works with circulates and the Dragon Crown, as you probably saw a little bit earlier. That counts as a circulat, ergo it is allowed to be stacked. Now, this is really good if you just, like, make your own stuff. Like, let's say you just keep making a bunch of, different, like, rings of destruction or whatever that, you know, completely take it down by, like, 30 or 40 or 50 or whatever, right? Then, obviously, you can stack these, and then you can just pretty much make it to where none of your spells cost anything, and you have a shit ton of health and shit ton of magic or whatever. So this is really good, and these are from two separate like mods itself right here, but you can't actually equip them both at the same time. If you try to equip one, then it'll take the other one off. Because it's any modded ring, and that doesn't affect, or that doesn't really count if it's in two separate mod packs. It'll still end up only allowing you to wear one. And it did not get rid of any of my other rings just by trying to equip that. As you can probably see, if I go up here, I should be wearing some other rings. It might be down there. Yeah, see, I'm wearing another ring, which allows me to cast spells, ignite, and freeze. You know, whatever. So I think that's 4. You know, you got the one where it has the materials for the building in Hearthfire. You got the god up gear. You got the rings that allow you to, or the mod that allows you to wear as many rings and amulets as you want. So yeah, that's 3 actually. The loading screens, I mean, that's just a part of it, so I'm not going to really include that into the 5 that I have. And the reason why I'm doing 5 is because there's not too many mods, or at least not too many noteworthy mods that's like a really big difference. So we're going to stick with 5, and we're moving on to number 4. Sorry if I wasn't really keeping count back then, I was just kind of like going from one thing to another. But for number 4, we're actually going to be checking out as soon as it'll load. The adventure chest. Now, as it says right there, it has ebony armor, it has all the smithing items minus leather, a ring that increases it by, you know, 10,000 or 100,000, and a bunch of other stuff. Now in an update, he also put a second chest with every single ingredient in it, although I still don't think he forgot to put in the leather. And basically, I don't remember if it's set up there or not, but you can find this behind the Riverwood Trader. I don't know where the fuck I'm going. You can find this by the Riverwood Trader right over here. Now obviously this is all in one take, I'm not scripted, this is just me trying to start the series. Hopefully later on it'll become a bit more professional, but you know, this is just me wanting to share my experience with you guys, and you can choose if you want to download the same mods that I do. Now obviously I have a lot more mods running in the background, but I'm not including the realistic effects either, well, not realistic, but you know what I mean. I'm not including the extra effects as one. That's why we're at 4 right now instead of 5, because I feel like that would be kind of a cop-out. So basically, when you get into Riverwood, keep heading down this road and take a right where it says Riverwood Trader right here. Now, instead of going inside, it actually took me a while to find this, but basically, right here, there's a chest of the adventure and a chest of the ingredients. Now again, I've already went through all these, and I've gotten everything out of it, but in the ingredients, it just has all of the ingredients in there. In the chest of the adventure, it has a shit ton of stuff. Now, in here, there's also all of this ebony armor with a bunch of enchantments on it, which pretty much makes you invincible if you were to use it, including this shield of block, which, to be honest, pretty much negates all damage, but I still like using other things such as the Spellbreaker, which I did in fact get in the dev room, or QA smoke. But yeah, basically it's just like a nice little starter bonus. It's right here at the beginning of the game. Just run behind here, go ahead and grab it. You can quickly get up your smithing by running over here with all the ingots and boosting that shit up. I mean, that's what I did, and then it allows you to not only level up, but allows you to build pretty much all the armor in the game. And I can legendary it right now, but I don't really want to do that. I want to get all of the skills up before I legendary them, so that's just a personal thing. And on to number 5, which which is actually going to be the reason why I'm checking it. Like, I know what I'm going to be end up like doing next, I just need to look at the names of them. Is going to be the spell tweaks, and this is actually a 2-parter, the spell tweaks and the magic evolved, which is basically it adds a bunch of fucking spells into the game that I don't know if I've gotten all of them, but I know I've gotten a good like bit of them. But basically, it just allows you to conjure in a bunch of different shit. So for instance, I'll go ahead and show you. I'll summon in like a cow that's painted. Now note, some of these are just like straight up animals. They won't really fight for you or anything. But you know, it's just pretty nice to like, I don't know if they follow you around or not, so let's go ahead and check that out. That'd be a no. And I know that the deer for sure runs away when you spawn it, so I'll go ahead and show that off. Unless it runs away in battle, but I know that if you just like spawn it while in the middle of a battle to help you out, then it'll just book it. Then again, I was using the glow deer, so maybe that would end up having a different effect. So the deer actually looks like it follows you, but as soon as you get into battle, it'll actually run away. But you know, it's pretty cool to just have certain things following you around. I guess the AI just like works a bit differently for each thing that ends up coming in, because the cow definitely wasn't following me, but this deer sure as hell is, and it's creepy as fuck, so I'm gonna go ahead and change it to something else. You know, you can just summon like a variety of things. Bless me. I don't know if, huh. I don't know if you can ride the horses that you spawn. Maybe it's like spell in. I guess it is. Spell in the DLC where you're able to ride the spectral horse. But you know, if you ever are in a bind and you just need to get away, or you accidentally killed your own horse, you know, this is a nice alternative. So as soon as you get off of it, it'll like, you know, just stay with you for the duration. And the cool thing is that he made all of the durations like fucking absurd. So, you know, as long as they don't die, which I don't know if they actually can die. I know that the Husky is actually live because of, I guess it's a 3-parter mod. Because of my invincible dog in Skyrim. I remember the name of that one. But I'm going to show it to you anyway, just in order to like get the name of the mod author. Because I'm trying to do all of this, and that's another reason why I'm opening up the mod menu each time, is because it's just there for people to see if, oh, I don't actually know if the mod author's name is on this or not. I'll try to add later in the description all these things, but you can just go ahead and check them out. Obviously, there's very little mods on the PlayStation 4 currently. I downloaded the good ones. I'll be showing off some more next Saturday. That's next Saturday for me. And honestly, I don't know when the video is going to be going up, because my internet like speeds fluctuate so much that I don't know if I'm going to be able to get a consistent like time to put all these things out. And obviously the videos are all going to be in different lengths. Depends on how much I ramble to myself and shit like that, like right now. But onto the actual part that you want to see is the invincible dogs of Skyrim, which basically makes all of the dogs that are that you could get attached to or have follow you around. It ends up making them invincible, because who wants a dead dog on their conscience? So it allows you to have Braun, Kusith, Garma, Miko, Shalon, I don't know, Shalon, and Vigilance. All of them are completely 100% indestructible, and basically what that means is it makes them essential. I think this one can die though. Okay, I'm gonna get a lot of hate for that. But don't worry, he's still alive. Look, see? Ta-da! So, I guess the majority of the things you conjure will in fact follow you, but I guess the ones that are just big and heavy like the cow, you know, I guess they'll just end up staying put. I don't know if you can search them before they spawn. Like, obviously there was the search option, so maybe that would be a good way to hunt for like deer and shit, I don't know. But I guess that really concludes all this. You can check all the mods out by looking at the names of what I pulled up, because adding shit in the description is impossible for me, because my tablet's a piece of shit, and every time I try to do anything on my fucking YouTube channel anymore, except for uploading, which is on the PlayStation 4, it completely shits itself. Utterly and literally shits itself. So, yeah, I guess that really does it for this video. If you want more Skyrim mods, I'm going to end up making this a weekly series every Saturday. I believe, I don't know, it'll be like around noonish Eastern Standard, so probably around like 10 or 11 for Central or some shit. I don't really know time zones that much. I'm kind of busy on weekends a little bit, and I would be doing this on Friday, but generally my girlfriend comes over on Friday, and I feel like that would be a really dick move if I were to do it then. So other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, subscribe for more. Go ahead and like the video if you enjoy all of the mods that I showcased. Obviously, I'm not the most professional commentator, but hopefully, you know, you're at least informed of some pretty kick-ass mods. My personal favorite out of this would be the God Gear, because, let's face it, this weapon kicks a shit ton of ass. Like, not only that, but the armor that you wear ends up giving you, like, your stamina, magic, and health regenerate so fast that as long as you have enough base of it to do what you want to do, then you can do it forever. At least that's the way that I see it. But other than that, you know, I'll see you guys in the next one. Senpai Pro out. Peace.